What's with the music? Ooh.
I was thinking last night. I give you $1 million, but there's a 25% chance of each of your limbs has a 25% chance of going missing when you wake up the next day,
Okay.
and a 25% chance of reappearing.
Okay.
Would you take the $1 million?
So wait, hold on. Walk me through that again. So
Alright.
it can disappear, but it can reappear again, right?
Right.
And there's a 25% chance each day that, you know, like,
Yeah.
a limb
25
could disappear or it could not disappear.
It could. You could be lucky and 25% and 75% on all limbs, and you wake up and all your limbs are there. Or you could be unlucky and 25% of all limbs and all your limbs are gone, and you have to get lucky again and get 25% that they'll all reappear the next morning for each limb.
For each, so there's not a guarantee that you lose a limb.
Right.
No.
There's a 25% chance.
Right.
But it's completely random which limb, but they're all
Yeah.
equal 25%.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never know.
Interesting. Might have to
Because
take
like,
that.
if you lose all 4 of your limbs, like one morning, and you're just a little potato sitting there, like,
Well, I mean,
So
hit the
easily
jackpot.
possible.
So there's a potential in which you could become a potato.
yeah, there's
So-
that potential.
It's a 1 in 4th to the 4th power.
But you got $1 million, so
I mean, that is true, but like
You're
$1
very
million
rich
is
potato.
very. I mean, like, yeah, but like $1 million is not that much. I mean, like, if you said to me like $1 trillion, that's a different story, right?
Yeah,
Jeff
if you're
Bezos is a
$1
trillionaire.
you just
Like,
build like a fucking complex.
Not
that's
even an
completely
issue.
suited to your potato body.
Could
So
Right.
you don't. So it doesn't matter when you wake up.
Wait,
with
What
whatever
happens
limbs
if you
are.
get replaced, like mechanical parts? Can you lose those parts?
well, then it creates
Oh,
an
I
interesting situation for yourself because what if your limb magically reappears and you have a robotic like limb
You
there?
have
Like,
both
what happens?
Robo and human.
Whoa. Both.
Yeah,
But
but
it
like, does
grow
the ro-
into
so,
it,
so
and,
does
like-
like the robo limb just like grow out of the regular limb? Or does the regular limb move to a different location?
In my mind, it's like you can't be
See-
awake to watch your limbs, like grow. But if somebody's watching you and they took a video of it, they just see a limb just like that one frame, just boom, appear.
Wow. Like pop, pop.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
You see, this is the 1,000 ants versus a sentient cheesecake debate, right?
I've not heard
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've discussed that before with you guys.
that. Sentient cheesecake. I've never heard that in my life, but I love it.
Okay,
Unless
I
I have-
clearly have to discuss this debate, right? So, you got 1,000 ants. They're pissed off, right? Okay. And then you got a sentient cheesecake. This cheesecake can flip and flop, okay? Who wins?
Hamas, pick this
What?
up
Why?
because it's for you.
Thanks.
No, but who wins?
Who does win? That's a good question.
Yeah, I think
That's
the
the
ants
question.
win.
Okay, well, what if I told you, right, that the cheesecake...
One ant at a time.
well, what if I told you that the cheesecake had raspberries?
Oh,
Are ants allergic to raspberries?
No, but the raspberries are like little bombs, you know. So
Oh.
like, it can keep in mind this is a cheesecake that can flip and flop.
So it could therefore also explode raspberries at will.
It could explode the raspberries or flip and flop on top of the ants.
Ants are resilient little creatures. I think they'd be, I think they could take a few raspberries to the face and be fine.
you can do it. They're
Like
built.
if it flops on them, the cheesecake is so soft that
And
the
keep in
ants
mind,
just
we're
gonna
talking
be,
about
like,
a picnic
flying
table.
over
We're
it
talking a generic picnic table as the setting,
with
right?
holes.
Well, yes, but I think there might be a cloth. I'll have to double check on that.
Oh, that's where they thrive, though. Ants thrive at
The
those
paper
picnic
cloth
tables.
is it like a vinyl cloth? Like what's going on here?
I'll go and ask if there's a cloth on the picnic
Who's
table.
the arbitrator?
We're
of
we're
this?
just gonna text.
Who's
I'm
the
just gonna
arbitrator of
text.
this situation? Who came up with this?
No, hold on. Let me just text him.
Who do you have to- who's him? Who do you have to ask?
Oh, cool.
Is
Oh my gosh.
there
She has a hole in
a
her chest.
cloth on the picnic
That's one more hole than women need.
table?
High steel.
Let's see if he responds. I have no idea if he'll respond.
And he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, he'll know exactly what I'm talking. I mean, he may say what, but he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's if he responds. He may be doing shit. I don't know.
You don't know who this he is.
He's just the man.
The man.
Where are you guys? You guys are down here, but you guys aren't down here. Where'd you guys go?
I'm killing the lady. Dropping the big hole.
Yeah, from the main game. Remember her?
there's a hole.
Remember her? I remember. Now she's
He's almost dead.
dead. Well, there's explosions. Galore.
I did that.
Wait, hold on. Maybe he did send me the list of things. I think he did send me at some point the list.
Wow.
He sent me a list for the 2 debates that we had.
Okay. Because I definitely want to hear this again. Now we're ready for the main event.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
This is the original debate, right? Okay. The original debate, right? Pilgrims versus Cowboys, okay? Let me give you the stats on the Pilgrims here. 100 of them. 67 of them have muskets. They're located at the bottom of a hill bordering a river, right? There are wooden walls surrounding their fortress, and the height of those walls are 7 feet, right? The Pilgrims without muskets have slingshots. 29 have bows and arrows. The Pilgrims know the Cowboys are coming. 80 of the Pilgrims have hats. And there is a local priest, right?
Oh, thank goodness, finally, the local priest.
Now, here are the stats for the Cowboys. There's 37 Cowboys. All of them have revolvers, right? 16 are on horses. They have a cart filled with TNT. They all get a lasso and a big-ass dagger, almost as big as like a short sword, but not like too big.
They're in that middle.
The Cowboys know that the Pilgrims know that the Cowboys are coming, right?
Yeah.
And 19 of the Cowboys have hats. Who wins?
Nice. Okay.
Who has more hats?
So we gotta think about the priest, right?
He is God on his side.
I think the priest is a main part. Because, like, that's spiritual, right?
The priest has God on his side. But also, he's, like, raped all the little girls in the village, so they're scared of him.
Zach says that's spiritual.
I like how you just completely ignored what Thomas said.
What did he say?
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't hear a word of what he said. What did you say?
He said that the priest has God on his side, right? But he's raped all the little girls in the village, so they're scared of him. All the little boys, too. Every single child under the age of 12.
So what do the hats do?
Oh no, it's just a simple thing. They just
have hats. Okay.
Right. So like it's a like Cowboys have cowboy hats. Pilgrim have pilgrim hats.
Now
that does change everything.
You know
but,
the
like,
age old.
What stats do the hats give?
Charisma.
Well, no, the hats just change everything. It changes the entire debate, right?
Yeah.
Because like if the Cowboys didn't have any hats, then like the Pilgrims win.
Right. But
right. But that's not the case. Because they both have hats.
They both
but
have
like
hats.
only a certain amount of them have hats.
What's the percentage there? So you said 19 have hats out of the 30.
19 Cowboys out of the 37 have hats, and then 80 Pilgrims out of the 100 have pilgrim hats.
Ooh, that's a bigger percentage for the Pilgrims.
Can they pick up other people's hats when they die?
I don't know. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, like the pilgrim hats are definitely the lower level hats than cowboy hats, right? Like
that's
the
not
starter hats.
Like let's keep this hyper realistic. They're not like there's no like leveling. You can't level up.
What level is the priest?
Tier list. There's no tier list for the hats.
Piety unlocked.
They just have hats. They just do be hats.
What's the priest prayer level? Does he have piety unlocked? Has he gone to Camelot and done the trial?
Does the priest have anime on his side?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Because I don't think they had anime back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think that existed.
That's gonna hurt his stats.
Yeah, Japanese animation didn't really start until like just before World War One.
Yeah.
So
you also have to keep in mind, right?
But just to confirm, you're really Team Ants.
This was a big thing
Yeah,
about the
I
Pilgrims.
think I'm seeing it.
They got the low
Oh,
ground.
that's just fucking wrong. It's
Right?
obviously Team Cheesecake.
They're on the low
Okay,
ground,
stay in your
right?
position.
Yeah, they are in fact on the low ground by a river, but they also do have a fortress with walls 7 feet high.
So they have, like borders all around.
And they know the Cowboys are coming.
You need to
But
like
at the same time, the Cowboys know that the Pilgrims know that the Cowboys are coming.
right. You need to like send this whole thing to me.
I need,
so
I
can
need to
really-
see it with words. I need to remember.
Okay,
I need to know like how many guns
No,
and bows
I
and
understand.
arrows.
I understand. Let me just go ahead and send you the entire thing.
So while
Are
we're
the
waiting
Pil-
for that,
Are the Pilgrims trained in using their weapons, or are they just like trying to figure it out as they go?
So,
they're all. I like to assume,
yes, they're trained. They,
Yeah.
I mean, they have the weapon. They are trained in the weapon.
Okay.
So
They
I'm
have
just
it,
gonna
they're
post
trained.
this in the chat here for you guys.
So yeah,
So
while
there you
we're,
go. That
while
is
we're waiting
everything.
this out, everyone in the comment section below, what team are you? Are you Team
And
Cowboys
also,
or
if you are
Pilgrims?
single, please let us know.
Yeah, or Team
are
Ants or Cheesecake.
Indeed, ready to mingle.
No, but there you go, guys. You guys can look at all the stats. I just posted
I
it in
will.
the chat,
Okay, this is.
and you can
How
put it
many
up on
arrows
the
per
screen.
archer, and how many bullets per rifle?
Ooh, God,
That's
I did have
actually
a number for this.
That's a good question.
Are they
Um,
sharing? Or?
I believe
It's just a
that
There's a
it's
collection.
for the revolvers. It's basically as many as they can fit within the clip.
So like that's a
with
six. Yeah, it's a normal revolver.
Yeah, and then for the pilgrims, the bows and arrows, it's the amount that they can fit in the quiver, which would also probably be around 7 or 8, I would say. So they do have 2 more arrows, but at
But
the
in
same
Skyrim,
time,
I can carry 5,000 iron arrows.
yeah, that's Skyrim. Keep in mind, realistic.
Ah,
Skyrim is realistic.
that's
Man,
realistic.
like the
Skyrim
forces
is not realistic, but we're gonna ignore that.
Because like,
Go ahead.
so many like our outnumbered armies have easily like beaten their opponents just because they had horses in history.
Right? No, yeah, I don't disagree.
But
And they
like,
also
are the horses really useful when
You
there's
see-
walls
well,
and a river and all that?
here's the catch-22 that you seem to be forgetting. They do have a cart of TNT.
Oh yeah, the cart.
Yeah, they just roll the cart down the hill
No, yeah, that's exactly the point.
right into the
Right,
wall.
but the Pilgrims know that the Cowboys are coming. So
But the Cowboys
know
know
that
the
they have
Pilgrims know the
everything
Cowboys are
TNT.
coming.
right, so that makes things more complicated about rolling the cart into.
They could just
The
easily like shoot it.
fortress.
Like come on, like
They could.
Is there a hill by the Pilgrims?
They're at the bottom.
Well,
of the
yeah, they're at the bottom of the hill,
but they got the fortress.
but they have the fortress with the 7-foot wall.
But you could blow up the fortress gates.
How tall is the hill? Can we see over the
Right,
wall?
but the tricky part is that it's located at the bottom of a hill bordering a river, right? So is the question then becomes, is the river before or after
Oh my gosh.
the fortress?
I'm just
believe
imagining
bordering a
being
river,
behind
it's
the
going to be
fortress.
before. So
It's
you basically have a
Claptrap.
downward path and you're hitting it, but Also, how many of the pilgrims escape through the back, get in the river and start going down the river?
But swimming is for witches, so when they all get out, they have to burn each
Ooh,
other
that is
alive.
a good point.
just
That is a
killed him,
very
like-
good point.
Like instantly. That wasn't even like that wasn't even like.
No
Like,
one ever said Claptrap was a good boss.
You see,
So all the
My-
Cowboys have to do is just back him up to the river, and then they'll be scared because I can't swim.
Oh yeah, can they not swim? I guess they can't, right?
well, I mean, the theory
witches
is
can
that the
swim.
witches are the issue.
Wait. Oh yeah, the witches.
Yeah, do the Pilgrims have any witches?
Well, no, they don't have any witches. I
The
don't know if it's
witches
true
are
or
like their
post-Salem
their
witch
own.
trials.
own
That is also
team.
a very big question.
Is this like around the Oregon Trail kind of thing? Like
Well, I would assume no, because pilgrims, I don't think exist. Like Cowboys existed, Oregon Trail, but pilgrims.
The Pilgrims are like 1600s.
is this like Plymouth? Is this like Plymouth Rock?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
them.
but I do not know if it is pre or post Salem witch trials. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Are we all saying our vote for who we think is gonna win or
I
something?
mean, it's. Well, I mean, there's a correct answer, right? Like,
I mean, like, how many of the Pilgrims are women and children? Because Cowboys are usually adults, right?
I believe we're just quantifying those numbers just based off the armies.
no.
So there
but,
are
like,
so there's
women-
more
like-
than 100 pilgrims, but there's only 100 pilgrims that are worthy of fighting.
How old is worthy of fighting? Like a 12-year-old girl?
No,
A 60-year-old
what,
woman?
what you would typically expect out of him, you know,
An adult.
All right,
an
so a
adult
middle-aged
male.
man, 20-year-old man,
Something like that,
30-year-old
yeah.
man, something like that.
Same with
The
the
elder of the
Cowboys.
community, the 30-year-old man.
You know, the same demographics. The Pilgrims have the same demographics as the Cowboys.
Oh man, I'm thinking the Pilgrims might have this one.
Okay.
67 muskets? Like, it's only 37 cowboys.
Right, but at the same time, like those things are wildly inaccurate.
Plus, they take a long
Well,
time.
that's what you know. Like, you need to do the World War II thing, the World War II, the Civil War thing, where they get half of them. Like,
True. Well, how are they battling? Are they battling Civil War style? Or are they battling like an actual?
are they smart enough
Well, I
to
mean,
know
they're
what the
battling.
Civil War was?
There
Hasn't
is no
happened
like
yet.
actual like style in the sense of, like you know the scenario, right? They're gonna battle obviously to their styles. The Pilgrims are gonna battle like the
I'm
Pilgrims.
thinking about
do.
like a video game, and you see, like each unit just kind of act on its own.
I mean, like
Like,
the
it doesn't have any
Cowboys.
idea of team
The
tactics.
Cowboys are gonna fight like the Cowboys fight, and the Pilgrims are gonna fight like a Pilgrim would fight.
running around in circles and shooting things.
Yeah, more or less.
I get it.
Oh man, there's so many factors to consider here.
It really, yeah, no, absolutely. That
I-
is what
I
makes
already
this
completely
whole-
forgot about the ants and the pot and the cheesecake.
That has less factors, so that's
It does?
easier to discuss.
There were more factors. The only problem is all the factors were favoring the cheesecake because the point was to favor the cheesecake.
Just keep adding things to
Because
the
Team Cheesecake is the right answer. That
Oh,
one
yeah.
has the right answer.
No, yeah, definitely.
I mean, cheesecake is pretty tasty. I'd rather eat cheesecake than 1,000 ants.
Right, but the question is who would win in a fight, a sentient cheesecake or 1,000 ants?
I mean, I'm thinking a decent sized cheesecake here.
Right, no, your standard conventional cheesecake. Like it's not Cheesecake Factory, but I mean, typical cheesecake.
A
Like,
nice.
I'll have it. I'll be like, that was a good cheesecake, but I want a little bit more kind of cheesecake.
Yeah, not like, oh my god, why did I just order this cheesecake? This thing's way too big.
Like, how am I
Okay.
gonna eat all this? Like, holy moly.
Not that much.
No, yeah, but yeah, that's kind of where that is at. You see, I believe that the sheer mobility factor of the Cowboys is what's gonna make them win.
Yeah, I got those horses.
They're just natural, like not even with the,
The TNT or the.
not even with the horses and anything, right? They just, by the sheer fact of them only having revolvers and like a lasso and a big ass dagger, they're just naturally more mobile a fighter.
Yeah.
They
right?
do Skyrim horse combat.
Because the Pilgrims have muskets and bows and arrows. The guys with 29 guys with bows and arrows, yeah, those guys are going to be mobile, but like not as mobile as a revolver, a lasso, and a big ass dagger.
Remember when like Pilgrims first got to America, or like white people first got to America, and then they just got murdered by a bunch of Indians because they all had bows and arrows.
Yes, and I did confirm those Pilgrims are not Indians, right?
Different.
So they're not like Indians that are supported. No, they're straight Pilgrims with bows and
Yeah.
arrows. So keep that in mind.
Straight, not gay. That's for witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Who has
My-
more pairs of socks?
I don't think that really would change the fight.
Well, you see, like if
I mean,
the
granted,
Cowboys just want to like
Hats to
wait it
change.
out because the Pilgrims got no food in there, no way of growing more food. They could just lay siege to it, and then like whoever has more socks will get will be able to change their socks, and they won't get foot infections, and then they won't have deadly foot infections that kill them. That's also a
right.
fact.
But we're gonna say there's a time constriction. Like
Okay, so when the sun
So
goes down, you're
one-
like, oh
one-
man,
someone has to like win the fight after 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah.
Well, they got the river behind them, so they can drink water out of the river.
Yes, they do.
So you just say,
But
just
I
wait
just-
it out.
I really do believe that the sheer mobility of the Cowboys gives
Hey,
them the win.
Hey Zach, it's your dad.
Yes, sir.
Camera.
Tomo.
Cameraman.
Camera.
Cameraman.
Hey, it's D and fault.
So that's where I stand. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions.
I mean, like, I believe in those horses, man.
You believe in the horses. You already
I
said
believe
you're
in
a
the
pilgrim.
horses, yeah. But like, you know, like once you told me that all the pilgrims were adult males, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but the Cowboys are also adult males. Like they're all the same like age
Yeah.
demographic.
It's the exact same person on each team. Just copy and paste it.
More or less, yeah.
I guess
I'll get it lasso and a big ass dagger.
that was all you.
So let's say like halfway through the battle, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's like maybe how many casualties? That just depends on what you think. Does it? I think how it would go. I mean, totally accurate battle simulator. This or something.
You see, here's a big dilemma for me, right? And this is kind of part of the reason, right? Regardless of whether or not they actually are extremely accurate with the card of TNT, it's still going to take out a lot of pilgrims.
Or it's gonna take out the wall.
Well, there's a lot of pilgrims there. So like, what?
Yeah,
are
but
they
there's
in
going to be a
tiny
lot of
fort?
pilgrims by the wall.
Is it a tiny fort?
Oh, they don't have to be by the wall. You probably keep most of them in the center and then a few on the wall.
Like doing
Right, but it's still going to be a significant amount. You're trying to hold up the wall. I mean, you know, do
The
you
wall
know
has
that the card of
everything.
TNT is coming?
How many people do you think that cart of TNT will kill?
I guess that's.
I mean, like, it really just depends upon the amount of people that are up there. I would say, you know, we could go for a number around 10 to 15.
I
So
guess
you've already
it's
knocked out 10 to 15 of
10 to
what could
15
potentially be, you
pilgrims.
know, bows and arrows or muskets.
yeah. I guess that's the point. Like they know that the Cowboys are coming, but they don't know like what the Cowboys have.
And then the wall is open, and then the Cowboys can just rush in through the open wall, and go ham with their knives and guns.
Yeah, no,
Cowboys
they
have
that's why I
high
said the mobility does play a massive factor into it.
Do the horses have horse armor?
Ooh.
You know, I would say no, because I don't think Cowboys really had horse armor. Keep in mind, the horses are to the Cowboys and not to the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims
I
don't
know,
have
I know.
horses for some odd reason.
Can
I don't know why, but they don't.
if a cowboy gets too close to a pilgrim, can the pilgrim hijack the horse by holding X?
I'm gonna say yeah. No, yeah. I'll say that. Yeah,
Wow.
no, he can hijack the horse. Not by
Okay.
pressing S, but he can hijack the horse.
You grab the reins and just.
It's more just you
Oh,
would have
sorry.
to kill off the guy on top, you know?
Is there like
Yeah.
a main pilgrim / cowboy, like a main one, like a main boy
You got the
who le-
boss.
who leads the charge or whatever? Not like a boss, just like one in front, you know?
No. They're just kind of all
A
they're
collective
all
group.
convened together.
I get it. I get it.
You know, no, yeah. So I don't think there's especially not for the Cowboys. The Cowboys super don't have a leader.
Right.
They've been fighting for a leader for like the past 15 months, and
You think they're really
it's
gonna?
involved in a big conspiracy in Watertown.
You really
Yeah,
think
no.
you're gonna, figure it out now? I don't know if they are.
Guess what? It's round 2.
Because old John Smith, he
Oh.
believes he should be the leader, but John Smith III thinks he should be the leader. But John Smith Jr. is like, hey,
Wait, are there more of them,
I'm
or is
young.
that just a paper cutout?
they're all just named John Smith.
Oh, wait, what are you talking about? Paper cut.
Is that just a paper cutout in the background?
Yeah, that's just a paper cutout.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
They look real though. Oh, those things. Okay. I thought you were talking about the claptraps. Those claptraps are real.
They are.
No one believes me, but they're
Ow.
real.
You're okay. You're fine.
Your Kokoro, June be okay.
I'm really not.
Yeah,
Okay,
me
well
neither.
then I'll come get you.
I'm getting all these parts.
Is Mr. Knox completely immune to explosions?
Good question.
Is the only place you can hurt him his head?
Okay, so Zek, Ginge, where do you stand on these debates? What's the conclusion?
I'm leaning more towards Cowboys. I think the Cowboys got a good chance.
See, that's what I think.
Just gotta doing all the factors. If only there's a way we could just like figure it out once and for all.
Totally battle accurate simulator.
Yeah,
that out a lot.
Yeah.
It.
See, I don't know if would they
See,
have
Grudman. Pilgrims suck shit.
would they have
Grudman watching this video?
No,
Oh.
but that's okay.
Is he on the side of the Pilgrims?
Of course he is. He came up with the concepts. I just can't wait to get back in the fall, and there's going to be some new random debate that's going to be progressively more evenly fought.
The question was, did anyone side against the cheesecake?
Oh, yes. There were people that sided with ants.
because they're weird.
Because they were trying to figure out how many ants, you know. The question became how many ants, you know, do you really need to be able to beat them?
I heard that your entire life
And,
flashes in front of your
you
eyes
know,
a second before you die.
generally
Not-
speaking, the
not
cheesecake
as-
would win up to
not
about
so in my
10,000.
ear.
You know, 10,000. Oh, big thing I forgot to mention. Ants have ant-sized AK-47s.
Oh my!
I
Pretty
forgot
big.
to mention that does change things.
That's a change.
Yeah, so they basically got these tiny little AK-47s. that
Like
they
pea
can
shooters.
shoot.
They don't do any damage.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the relative to the
There's
size of
1,000 of them.
ants. So like, 2 of like the ants' legs are holding onto an AK-47.
Just make the cheesecake harder to eat.
Zombies!
When do we consider the cheesecake defeated?
Will it ever be defeated?
If a single crumb exists, is it still sentient?
Can it regenerate? Yeah. Like Dio.
I mean, you know, a single crumb is
Uh-oh.
like part of its body. I mean,
Alright,
like
now me to jump down
the
here.
structural integrity of it has to be diminished enough for us to sit down and say, yeah, no, the cheesecake.
it ceases to flip and or flop.
Yeah, once it like if you can successfully convince me that it's not flipping and flopping, then in that case, out of here.
Hey,
Yay.
Also, it should be mentioned that those raspberries, they're not like they don't, you know, the cheesecake can't throw the raspberries off. Like the raspberries fall off during the mid flip and flop,
I see.
right?
He just has to strategically place his flips and his flops.
More or less.
cannot flop before you flip, or you know,
Like that HGTV show.
exactly. Thank you, Snipes, for being on point today. Appreciate it.
Dead.
Okay.